are resuming from the other side of the intersection. You see they've got cannabis there, and I've seen a few of those signs around, medicinal marijuana, and what's this guy doing here? Look at that. Carrying the entire house almost on the motorbike trailer. Quite a lot to see over here actually. A Chinese medicinal clinic, acupuncture. There's some guy wheeling a trolley over here as well. Quite a few little restaurants selling all sorts of street food. Range here. Stir-fried eggplant with salted fish for $2.80 baht. That's sort of just under 200 Rand South African. Tattoo. You just have to watch these overhead electric wires. I think at the end of this road is probably the beach. And there are a few spectators along the road here. Right. There's a taxi over there, and people selling various types of things here. I think at the end of this road we're going to get to the beach, or very close to it at least. Yeah, if we're lucky, we'll find that we can get to the beach. Seems to be a number of accommodations along this little road. In the process you're getting a bit of a tour of Hua Hin, and I think it's quite insightful to see what there is to see here. Yeah, there's some better looking restaurants here. And yeah, we've got some traditional houses, various types of things, and it's just let's see what we can find here. Yeah, well, it's certainly the end of the road as far as the shops are concerned. And yeah, it sort of looks, what's this here? Buffalo Tavern. There's a Buffalo Tavern, live sport, draft beer. Quite a range of things going on. There seem to be more Westerners in this zone. As we get closer to the beach, it seems that there's more things of interest to the Westerners. But wherever you go, you find these scooters and that type of thing. There's a Kochana seafood over there, and beyond the sea like a mill pond. Let's take a glimpse of the sea. Venture over here, you can see what looks like a pier, and then there's a path to the beach. Maybe you could go and have a look there and see what we can find. Looks very tranquil. In the late afternoon, the shadows showing up against the sand. A few boats over there. Now this part of the town looks very pleasant, but earlier on there were so many motorbikes, it's incredible. Have another look in the distance there. Not sure what they've got there. Probably people selling things under the sunshades. Quite a modern block over there in the distance. Don't see anybody swimming as such. Maybe there's a bathing area somewhere else. Some people on the sand on the other side there. Well, let's walk a bit further and see what we can find. Here you have a chance to see Hua Hin with without having to actually travel here and see what it has to offer. First impressions are a lot of motorbikes, definitely, and some sectors of the town appear to be very livable and others not so much the case. But that's in common with other places in the world where there's a range of accommodations and a range of places to go to restaurants, etc. Again, the Buffalo Tavern over there, Pak Pao restaurant. Pizza over there. This has a nice sea view, this Botswana seafood. As we get closer to this more modern block, there's probably going to be an improvement in the quality of restaurants and other facilities. And vegetarian food, good restaurant. Hello, hello. Yeah. There's an old person carrying some bags of fruit there. And they got their Brasileiro de Paris. Looked like papaya, what she had there. There's so much to see here. Here we've got sea view rooms, and so I think being closer to the beach, they'll be more expensive than further away. Definitely the standard of things is improving somewhat in certain zones. They've got tanks of fish within the restaurants. And, a bit of a sea view over here. Looks like there's some restaurants right next to the waterside. It's quite scenic. Chow Lei seafood. Interesting. And let's see what else we can find here. Maybe sort of around here I think there's a pharmacy, and we've got more seafood restaurants as such. And, Kitsaran seafood, lots of different seafood restaurants. Place to park your motorbike. Enough of those around. You have to be ultra cautious with your motorcycling. And, here's some accommodation. Standard room with aircon, $550. Fan room, one person, $280. Homemade ice cream, 100 baht. Here again, another place. Fan with air conditioning. Watch where one's walking here. Clothing shop. And, Chinese temple in the distance. And, there's more along this little road. And, various restaurant menus, fish and chips. High pricey fish and chips, $3.40. Italian restaurant. It's all in this sort of area around here. Accommodation, restaurants, etc., etc. And have your laundry done. Elite Property and Gallery. And, Mr. Taylor, we make you smart. And, quite a few little side streets around here that have some interesting places. Estate agents. And here's this rather plush looking accommodation just round the corner, and looks very plush indeed. And, property services and all sorts of little shops and things. And this is the Hilton Resort. So that would be a 5-star resort probably. And I'm not quite sure where we're going now, but it seems to be further away from the beach as such. So I think that it's yeah, a bit further away. And, now there we've got a prime steakhouse. That's quite nice. And a Busy Bee restaurant and bar. And bar and lounge. Goes on and on. Yeah, quite a lot to choose from. Currency exchange, salons. And as you get further away from the beach, then perhaps there's less on offer. And then there's sort of painting shops here. I'm not quite sure what that might be, but I suppose you can buy some scarves and things here. Bangkok leathers. That looks interesting. Well, I think that's about all for today. Art collection. If you have the time, it might be worth spending some time here, but be selective because the traffic, among other things. And that's one of the main streets, sort of like a market area around there. See the vendors there with their trolleys. Japanese restaurant over there. Hagi Live Japanese restaurant.